To another 8 p.m. live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm Matt Manero. I'm coming to you from my house in Dallas, Tejas. Boy, we have covered some ground together, haven't we? Huh? Come on, man. We've gotten to know each other over the last 28 days. And we've got just 2 nights to go. That's it. We got tonight and tomorrow night. And then on Thursday, I'm rolling. I'm heading down to Miami. Who else is going to 10X in Miami? Let me know who else is going down there to 10X in Miami. I'll be down there on Friday morning. I get in Friday morning and I take first flight out on Sunday. I look forward to meeting a bunch of y'all if you're down there. Corky, that's awesome. I look forward to seeing you guys. Who else is down there for the 10X Growth Con? I look forward to seeing a bunch of people. David Stagg, nice to see you too. Ryan, good to see you. Jude Bowen, always a pleasure to see you, Jude Bowen. Corbin, great to see you. Rico, awesome for your 5-year anniversary at Unify, my friend. Adam, great to see you, my partner. I want to talk to you about a couple of things tonight, remembering everybody that we only have 2 nights left. Judge, you ought to come down there, man. We'll hang out with Hank and Steve on Saturday night. That would be a fun time. I'd love to hang out with you down there. 2 nights left. We got tonight and tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'm going to have a special guest on so that we can finish on a good night. We probably will recap a little bit of the stuff we've covered. Man, we've covered a lot of ground over these last 28 days, everybody. A lot of ground has been covered. And it's been awesome to get to know you guys on a deeper level. I hope that you've enjoyed the stuff that we've talked about, and I hope that you have learned. I mean, shit, I've done my best to try to unpack as much stuff as I possibly can to help you get to the next level, to really begin to figure these things out. Because the one thing I've learned after busting my ass for 23 years in business is that I made it much harder than it needed to be. The business did not need to be, the escalation did not need to be as difficult as I made it. If I had learned a few things earlier, so much of this climb would have been easier. I actually think I probably wasted a decade of my success and taking too long in that success because I had so much head cheese that still had to be unpacked. I had so much stuff that I had never been taught, that I never had been mentored. I just had to figure so much stuff out, and I just wanted to change it. Megan, welcome aboard. Always good to see you. Thanks for an awesome day, Megan. We kicked ass and took names today, and I appreciate everything you're doing with us at Business Finishing School. Megan is the COO of Business Finishing School, and for those of you who are coming to our event in February 22, 23, and 24, you'll see me, my business partner, Rick Sapio, Megan, about 200 and some odd other people that are ready to get better and get their businesses from a nice level to a great level. So we're happy to help you. If you want Business Finishing School, go to bfssummit.com, bfssummit.com, or you can ask me an incredible business question because I'm giving away 1 free ticket to Business Finishing School tonight. So if you're interested in winning the ticket, the best business question tonight wins. And at the end of the stream, I will give away 1 free ticket to Business Finishing School, February 22, 23, and 24 in Dallas, Texas. Our keynote speakers are Elena Cardone, Tim Story, myself, my partner, Rick Sapio. It will be an unbelievable event. If there's one thing you guys should know about me, I would not have been involved in anything like this if it wasn't going to be killer. So I hope to see all you guys at Business Finishing School, February 2, 23, 24. But remember, best business question tonight wins a ticket to Business Finishing School. Here's my topic of the night. It comes right out of the book, You Need More Money. It's really one of my favorite parts of the book because I think there is a wealth epidemic in America. I believe that so many people are so screwed when it comes to their money situation that it is becoming an absolute epidemic in America. People are screwed financially. They are so far behind, they have no idea what the fuck is going to happen to them when the shit hits the fan. Ryan, asked a good question here. And Ryan, I want to come back to that question. Jeremy Bravo, I want to come back to your question as well. Hi, Jeremy. Great to see you. Credit Carl, of course I'm going to 10X. I will see you at Hank's party on Saturday night. I'm looking forward to that, okay? Great piece on the Today Show about getting that raise. I would have approved. I hope so, man. I hope they follow my process. So let me just continue with my messaging on tonight's theme. I just want to get the theme out and then want to focus on everybody's questions, because the best business question tonight wins a free ticket to Business Finishing School. The whole reason I wrote You Need More Money is to tell the story of my brother-in-law, John, my wife's only brother, John, who tragically died at 46 years old, and he left a wife and 4 children, underprepared financially. And that woke me up. It woke me up to 2 things. One, how that happens. How does it happen? Why does it happen? But also the amazing power to be in a situation where you can drop in and handle a lot of the heavy financial lifting for someone when they really need it, like when they're trying to get better, when they're trying to get healthier again. And that has really put me on a little bit of a crusade to continue to wake people up about how far behind they are. And I believe the reason that people get so far behind financially is because they have lost ambition. They've lost their ability to get their piece of the American pie. And in this book, I even put an additional word in front of it, and I call it unbridled ambition. Take the blinders off, man. You have got to get to a certain level of success in your life before you can do cool shit. It's just the way it plays out. Way too many of you are spending way too much time looking for the happiness, looking for the joy, looking for the purpose, looking for the cause, looking for the why. Dude, fuck the why. Go get your piece of the American pie and then worry about your why. It's set up wrong. Dude, the why don't come when you're broke. The why comes when you get a few bucks and you can actually take a deep breath and say, I got myself covered. I'm good for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, whatever that number is that you want to use. I'm good. Now I can freaking breathe again. And maybe then I can figure out who can I help? How can I help them? What path should I be on? What's my why? What's the right career path? You know what you got to do? You got to get your piece of the fucking American pie. And you get it through unbridled ambition. I'm going to read you the definition of what ambition means. A strong desire to achieve something. When you put the word unbridled in front of ambition, you have no chains, no borders, nothing in my way to go and have a strong desire to achieve something. And my challenge to you right out of the book, You Need More Money, is to get your money right. Because way too many people are living on the edge. You know it, and I know it, and almost nobody wants to talk about it. In fact, everybody wants to bullshit you and tell you that if you buy some online program, you'll fix your money problems too. Let me tell you something. It's not how it plays out. You got to find out what it is that you want to do. What is the platform that you can do it in? The platform is your industry, your space. How are you going to make the money? And then you got to follow the top leaders. Who's the number one salesperson in your company? And what the hell are they doing to be the number one salesperson? You got to go do exactly what they are. And you got to chase their ass down. And you got to make that money. I don't know what else to say about it, man. Unbridled ambition is missing in America. It's missing in your workplace. It's missing in your mindset. It doesn't exist. You have not tapped into it. Why have you not tapped into it? Because you've forgotten how freaking nasty 2008 and 2009 was, and you got yourself fat and happy. You have forgotten what a nasty economy looks like. I've been in business 23 years, guys. I've been through 3 of them. 95, when I started my business, was no fun. 2001 and 2002, after 9/11, awful. 2008, 2009, nose hair from busted out BK, over and done with. I know what it's like to not have the phone ringing. I know what it's like to take $50 out of my company bank account, race to the other bank where my personal money is, and deposit it and keep your fingers crossed that the groceries will clear. I know what it's like when baby needs medicine and you got to figure out how you're going to get that medicine. And I'm telling you, most of you have forgotten that ambition. You've forgotten the pain that busted ass broke can really cause, because it's pretty freaking easy to make money right now. And I'm telling you, it's going to change. Listen to me carefully. It will not continue at this pace. I'm not calling for an 08, 09. I do not believe that that will happen again. We will have a recession, and it will hurt a lot of people. Look, it's already happening in certain areas. I'm watching restaurants in my town go out of business. I'm watching shitty stores that always had the shitty service, and people didn't give a damn, and the food kind of sucked. Gone. Closed up, man. The marketplace punishes the average. You know that. Experts get paid. Amateurs get crushed. That's how it plays out, y'all. And if there's one message that I can leave you with in our 30 days together, only having 2 days left, it's to tap into your unbridled ambition and go get your piece of the freaking American pie. Stop looking for your purpose and your why and all that fucking bullshit, and go get your money right. Go get your piece of the American pie, and then worry about that shit. Get yourself a couple hundred G's stacked up in the bank. Become a millionaire before you start to worry about that bullshit. Because once you get up to those levels, you get some breathing room to really figure out, what am I supposed to do with my life? But you're not supposed to chase the dollar your whole freaking life. That's what I can tell you. You don't want to chase, maybe you got to chase it in your 20s and your 30s, but you don't want to be chasing it in your 40s. You sure as hell don't want to be chasing it in your 50s. And you're really in deep shit if you're still chasing it in your 60s and 70s. Get your money right early on in your life. Period. End of story. Get this damn book and let me help you with it. I'm done. I'm off the soapbox. Let's move to your questions so I can calm down and talk like a normal human being and my throat won't hurt. So let's get rocking and rolling. Best business question of the night wins a free ticket to Business Finishing School. Jeremy Bravo says, yes, there is. 100K used to be a magical number. It's not what it's used to. You're right about 250 being the new 100. I don't know that that's the connection that I make, my friend Jeremy. The reality is, to be in the top 1% of earners in 1991, when I graduated college, you need to make 100 grand. Today, that number is 384,000 to be in the top 1% of earners in America. And most people think that 100 G's is a decent number. All right. Blake, my buddy Blake says, what is your specific criteria that I use to determine both a mentor and a coach? The number one rule to pick a mentor is they must be achieving what it is that I want to achieve. They have to have reached a status that is meaningful to me, the desire that I'm going to get to. They have to be there already. What does it mean? Don't hire a shitty marriage counselor. Don't hire a shitty financial counselor. Don't hire a fat personal trainer. They better be in great shape. That's how it plays out. So that's the number one criteria. And I consider mentor and coach, I guess, the same. I mean, you know, I have a CEO coach that I work with, and you know, a guy sold his company for $60 million. He started it from nothing, built it up, executive management team, multiple sales teams, and he just knows business. So I learned from him because he's proven. He's exited. He's done a great job. Dennis, welcome aboard. Robert, always good to see you. Freddie, always great to see you. All right, cool. So let's rock and roll. Remember, number one business question of the night wins a free ticket to Business Finishing School. I love my buddy Judge Graham says people have gotten effing soft. It's true, guys. And here's what I'm telling you. Here's what I'm telling you. Alberto says, how's an Italian end up in Texas? There's a bunch of us down here, dude. So what I'm trying to say to you is that it ain't too late. You can fix it. You can turn your money situation around. It is never too late. The number one thing you got to do is tap into your unbridled ambition. You got to get serious about this again. You got to put yourself in the right platform, and you always have to figure out how to deliver more value than you're getting paid. That will happen. Credit Carl, my buddy Carl, I just missed yours, and I apologize for that. Anthony says, our family restaurant business, 42 years, is not under an LLC. It's sole proprietor. My mother's most control. She wants to know why it's important to have an LLC. Dude, it's very simple. You need liability protection. That person falls in front of your restaurant, and they sue you personally, dude. That's what happens. Oh, everybody says, yeah, but I have insurance. Great, you have insurance, but guess what? There's a limit to your insurance. Could be 100,000, could be 500,000, could be $1 million. So the guy falls at your restaurant, slips on an ice cube, breaks his neck, gets a lawyer, sues you guys for $1 million. The insurance pays out, and sues you for $2 million. The insurance pays out to $1 million, and guess what? You're still on the hook for $1 million. You have to be incorporated. It's absolutely vital. Never start a business as a sole proprietorship. It's freaking crazy. I don't know who tells people to do that. Always have the corporate umbrella as one additional layer of protection, okay? Carl, please ask your question again, big guy. I missed it, and I apologize for missing it. How do you want people to approach you about business? You better bring me value, dude. Don't go a roundabout way. Just say, Mr. Monero, this opportunity is going to save you X number of dollars. It's going to make you X numbers of dollars. Great. Tell me more about it. Here's how we do it. Awesome. Not interested. Awesome. Interested. JR, what important truth do very few people agree with you on? I wish I understood your question, my friend. What important truth do very few people agree with you on? I don't know. I'm missing that one, big guy. I apologize for that. I really do. I'm not sure. My buddy Derek Godwin, extremely successful business owner, says the economy is already slowing. He's right. I'm telling you guys, if you are not awake to this slowing economy, you better be. 2020 ain't going to be like 2018. All right, credit. Thank you for asking, Carl. Most sales guys end up interviewing great, but end up being all talk. How can you figure out the stars? You have to do personality testing. I've talked about it a lot. If you are not using a DISC test, in my office, we use the predictive index. You have to use a personality test, dude. The personality test begins to smoke out the professional interviewer. I will also give you another tip, Carl, but you already know this stuff because you're a successful guy. We put people through 3 interviews. The first interview is typically with my management team. The second interview is with everyone else in the company. And the third interview is when they get on the phone and they do customer service surveys for us. If they can't make a customer service survey, if they fumble around with the phone, if they actually, read nothing but the words and add no voice inflection, that's how they're going to talk when they're prospecting for customers. So put them through the 3 interview process, do the personality test, and your hiring success will go way up, I promise you. Is there any way someone who sues you can pierce the corporate veil? Absolutely. There is no guarantee that just because you were incorporated that you do not get sued. There are a number of ways that you can pierce the corporate veil. Hi, kiddo. What's going on?
Nothing.
Welcome to the juice. What's up, dude? We're talking business. You got any questions? JR says CNBC needs to bring me on with Joe Kernan. Love that. Squawk Box with Joe Kernan. Love that.
No, I don't have any questions.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. I'm reading questions here.
All right, bye.
All right. Let's see. Real Alan Pope. I think at least millions of us would love to know that question. Big Guy, tell me the question again. I apologize. I'm slow. I apologize. I'm slow on that. How do you want people to approach you about business? I think I already answered that. Judge says, how important is culture a killer? In so many situations, and it is so vital at both sides. It's vital on the scale side, and it's vital on the startup side, dude. Even if it's a business of one person, company culture matters, man. What is going on in this noggin? What do you want to stand for? How are you dressing? What does the office environment that you operate out of look like? What is the color codes, the color combinations? All of that stuff matters, you all. And unfortunately, I think most people take way too little time spending the time to figure that stuff out. It is absolutely vital to get your company culture down, and my buddy Judge Graham knows that. My friend Coach Burt just joined. Awesome to see you, Coach, as always. So listen, let's keep rocking and roll. Jeremy says, what is the formula to know when to hire your first assistant? Is there a certain percentage of your income that is above your current expenses? I like that question a lot, Jeremy. I really do. I believe you're in the running for a ticket, my friend. I like that question. Jeremy's question is, when do you know when you're ready to have an assistant? You're ready to have an assistant when your calendar is totally blocked and you're starting to miss stuff. You're not getting back to people. Opportunities that are popping into your head are no longer being acted on with the same level of intensity that you once did. That's when it's time to bring somebody in. The biggest thing for people to understand when you're hiring people, staff, or even a personal assistant is that you literally may have to take a step back to be able to take 2 steps forward. What I mean by that is you literally may have to take a pay cut to hire an assistant. And therefore, you can double or triple from where you were. But to get there, you literally might have to take a little bit of a pay cut for a 3-month period of time just to get the best person on board so that you can catapult to the next income level. All right. Kyle Evans says, leaving my safe job as real estate manager, going to sales for myself, full-time, any advice? Don't do it. Why are you doing that, dude? Dude, first things first, you absolutely have to get my book and read the process in this. Why are you doing that? Who told you that leaving your safe job is better than staying? You got to work me through that, dude. Most people should not be in business for themselves. They do not have the mindset to do it. They don't have the acumen. They don't have the smarts. And most importantly, they don't have the pain tolerance to be in business for yourself. Dude, I ain't talking about entrepreneurship. Let's get something straight. I am not talking about being an entrepreneur here tonight. I'm talking about being a business owner. John Davalito says, I have an assistant, the best thing I've ever done. Absolutely, it is. You must have a very vital, trusted advisor. I want to go back to that last point. Most people do not have the pain tolerance required to be in business for themselves. They want to call themselves entrepreneurs. My friend, I'm not bashing on you here. I'm just trying to wake you up and make sure that before you do that leap, you've done all the research and analysis to make sure that your risk tolerance is in line, because you, my friend, will pay a price to win in business for yourself. Most people cannot handle it. Okay. And I use the saying, the number 2 person at Facebook that no one's ever heard of is worth about $10 billion. Sometimes it's better to be the vice president than the president. Everybody should just trust me on that. Sometimes being the vice president is better than being the president. Okay. So Kyle's partnering with another agent who runs a successful business to create a team. Kyle, you should definitely come to my business finishing school event. Both of you guys should come, bfssummit.com. You're crazy if you don't drop $799 and come to this event. We will help you set up the roles within your partnership at Business Finishing School. Somebody's got to do this and somebody's got to do this. So you guys need to come to Business Finishing School and let me and Rick help you get that business and that partnership off the ground long before it starts. Let us help you not make the mistakes. And the first thing we would teach you is core values and mission statement. And the second thing we would teach you is who does what. What are the roles within the organization? Let's keep going on questions. I've got 2 people in the running for the best questions tonight. And I apologize. I'm doing my best to get to them. I know we don't have tons of people on it, but I went to cooking school, all right? I'm doing my best. Josh says the entrepreneur craze is getting crazy. People leaving jobs like crazy because they think it'll be quick money or freedom. Both are false. You definitely need the mindset and acumen like you've maybe what I've said. Thank you, Josh. I agree with it. You know what you're talking about. That's why you put that up there. In the manner of using Rand Stagans, Blake is asking this question because he was at Business Finishing School last time and heard Rand Stagan speak. Rand will be back this year. He was our highest rated speaker, Rand Stagan. Just in case you don't know who Rand Stagan is, he wants it that way. He happens to be basically the personal coach of John Mackey and Jeff Bezos. And Rand doesn't want you to know that. But he's great friends, lifelong friends with my business partner, Rick Sapio. So guess who comes and speaks at Business Finishing School? Rand Stagan. All right. What is your determining factor that you use to decide whether to challenge someone or coach someone? It's a great question. I look for their history. It's a really great question. I look for their history of competitive nature. So, for example, in my office, one of my coworkers is used to be captain of his football team at Rice. You think he knows how to compete? You think the guy's a winner? You think the guy knows what competition's all about? Of course. I can grind on him. I can push on him. And he likes that. He resonates with him. If it's done with decency and fairness, I must add that. He's a very, very level-headed dude. And if you come at him, you know, like an asshole, it doesn't resonate. But if you come at him like a competitor, a proven competitor, he resonates. You got some people in your organization that you know, you just can't challenge. You've got to coach. And you got some people in the organization that even after you coach them, they got to go. You got to coach up or coach out. One of the things I've learned over the last few years is to really spend more time in the coaching element in an effort to help people so that they have been given multiple chances to be coached up. I wasn't good at that earlier on in my career. I was too quick to judge. I would fire people too quick. And when we fired them, I did it in a very challenging, abrasive, almost violent way. And I regret some of those. Some people deserved it, believe me, especially that guy who wanted to fight in the parking lot after I fired him. That guy definitely deserved it. But most of them were just people who weren't up to speed. And I should have had more compassion for them. I really did. I challenge everybody. If you're an asshole to work for, you should try and change that. Okay, that will not play out well for you. Paul Gordon, is it better to get deals and discounts on everything or be able to afford to pay full price and not have to sweat the cost? Interesting question. Interesting question. I mean, you know, I still put in my code at the grocery store, you know, and I just bought steaks tonight for my boys, and I looked at the steaks. The pack was $40, discounted to like $26. I bought that pack. So, you know, certainly something. I mean, you're not going to negotiate much on a hotel room or a first-class plane ticket. I mean, those are things you just bite the bullet on. But yeah, I mean, and by the way, I think negotiation keeps your skills sharp, dude. So you don't want to roll over and pay full price for everything. You want to work a deal for sure. I would challenge, absolutely, you want to work a deal. All right. You want to work a deal for sure. Kendra in my office. I love Kendra. Hardworking, amazing success story, unbelievable success story. Says, I'm an entrepreneur, but I make my living on Matt's platform. What Kendra is referring to is my commentary of an intrapreneur, an entrepreneurial mindset underneath the umbrella of a larger organization that has a lot of support to it. So thank you, Kendra, for saying that. And as always, congratulations on your success and everything that we have done together. We have kicked some ass and take some names together, me and Kendra. Judge Graham says, I want to win. How do you know when to fire someone? Just give them expectations, set out the guidelines, coach them up multiple times, and very quickly you'll know. It's not difficult to fire people when you have clear expectations. It's extremely difficult to fire people when nobody knows what the hell everybody's supposed to be doing, right? Just go do that. How much did you sell this month? That sucks. Well, but wait a minute. It's what I sold last month. I thought I did good last month, boss. Last month was a good month. Yeah, I didn't tell you, but last month kind of sucked too. You just set the expectation. They meet the expectation or they don't meet the expectation. Judge Graham, I think you're jacking with me tonight, man, because my man Judge Graham is one hell of a successful business owner. I appreciate you asking me these questions, my brother, but I know you already know the answers to these, Judge. Everybody should follow my friend Judge Graham, man. This guy's pushing, and this guy is no freaking joke. Judge Graham knows what the hell is going on in business. So welcome, Judge. Thanks, man. I love you. I appreciate all your support. Come to Miami, my brother. Let's hang out with Hank and Steve on Saturday night. Jesse, welcome aboard. My buddy Dan Mazabris, welcome aboard, Dan. Ryan wants to know, how much weight do you put on your gut instincts, or is it all fact-based? It's not all fact-based, but majority of my movement is through data generation and analyzing data within the situation. Your gut is wrong a lot of times. There's just too many variables. I'm not saying don't listen to your gut feeling, but it's better to have data. That's why you must have a personality test when you're hiring people. Almost all of you are hiring people based on your gut feeling or your intuition about the person, and most of the time you'll be wrong. You might get a needle in a haystack. You might get that one employee who puts up with all your bullshit for your whole career or their whole career. Maybe. We've all heard stories like that. But I would rather use data to make the determination. And when it comes to hiring, the most important piece of data that we use in my office, way more than reference checks and certainly more than a resume, even our 3 interview process, is the personality test. If that personality test doesn't check out for the position that we're hiring for, they don't get the interview. Everybody must do personality testing. I don't sell it. The company we use is called Predictive Index. I have the unlimited package. I think it's about $7,000 a year, and I can pull as many Predictive Index tests as I want. I don't know whether they do a one-off deal. I don't know whether you can do like one person, but either way, you should figure out where you can get your personality testing done. Kyle wants to know, Matt, my man, good stuff. How do you balance overstaffing for growth with risk running out of resources? In other words, how do you decide whether to hire someone when you don't have the work to support it? Dude, super, super, super question, Kyle. You, my brother, are in the running. By the way, I'm giving best business question tonight. I give away a ticket for Business Finishing School. Kendra is at our office closing up. I just want everybody to understand that's 8:30 at night. She's at the office still working. I mean, that's what it takes to be successful. You want to be a top earner, y'all. You want to be a multi-6-figure earner. That's what it takes sometimes. So Kyle, Kyle brings up a really interesting question. And my friend Mark Moses wrote a book a year ago called Make Big Happen. I highly recommend it for everybody, in which he talks about this cat and mouse game, this cart before the horse game that occurs with growth and staffing. And basically what he says in it, and I agree with him in this one element, that you hire when you're on top of each other. When there's just no more bandwidth. People are going to break. It's time to hire somebody. But what I really like about what Moses says, and I couldn't agree with him more, is that when it's time to cut, you need to cut deep and you need to cut wide. In other words, you need to overcut your staff in a slowdown period of time. You need to blow down the expenses as quickly as possible, which means, and it's harder to do than growing, because when you got to cut, it means you're now taking someone who started to get pretty comfortable in their position and you're blowing out some of the excess, and that work is falling onto their shoulders. And so it's tough to get somebody who's like this to, in fact, go like this. In fact, it's much easier to start somebody like this than to bring them back down to this and then bring them back up. I think it's a little bit like what it's like to have money and then lose it, right? It's far better off to have never had money than to have had money and lost it, right? I hope I answered your question, Kyle, but your question is very intuitive. It's an excellent question. It's really an excellent question. Paul wants to know, how do you deal with employees who are underperforming? I fired my last employee after too many things that bothered me accumulated, and then I feel that I either should have been able to straighten him out or figured he was not up to the task sooner. Paul, you need to come to my business finishing school, dude. You have to come to my business finishing school. I will fix that problem once and for all. You will never have that problem again. But in the element of giving a gift of knowledge tonight on the stream, you have to have KPIs, key performance indicators. You must do management by objective. You must set up rhythms. Your core values and your mission statement, your expectations must be crystal clear. All of that methodology exists in business finishing school. If you're in business, you need business finishing school. You would be crazy not to come to my business finishing school. So it's super important. All right, guys, listen, I'm moving on to tonight's winner, based on the best question asked, business question asked on tonight's stream, who will win a free ticket to business finishing school, is Jeremy Bravo. Jeremy Bravo wins tonight. Jeremy Bravo, I loved your question. I want you to email me, mmonero@cffnationwide.com, mmonero@cffnationwide.com. I will forward when you send me that email, I will forward it to Megan in our office, and she will get you fully registered for business finishing school. For those of you who don't know what business finishing school, it is my event that I put on with my business partner, Rick Sapio. I bought half the company last year. Rick has been doing it for 7 years. It's our 15th event. I took business finishing school 5 years ago when my company was doing $100 million. And in 2018, we did 158 million. I would say 100% of it is connected to what I learned in business finishing school. And now I want to go ahead and give that back to thousands and tens of thousands of business owners whose businesses are built wrong, are operating wrong. They're stealing time from their family. Their employees are unhappy. And at the end of the day, they ain't making any real money because every day is like Groundhog Day. Another shitty day at the office, another shitty day at my business. And Rick and I are so passionate about fixing that. So Jeremy, welcome aboard. Congratulations. The congratulations are already firing up. Way to go, dude. Great question. I loved your question tonight. And I look forward to your email, mmonero@cffnationwide.com. And you are tonight's winner for a free ticket to business finishing school. For the rest of you, bust out your credit card, spend $799, go to bfssummit.com, meet me in Dallas, Texas, February 22, 23, and 24, and let Rick and I and Tim Story and Elena Cardone just completely change your mindset on how your business is run in your life. Maria, I will be with Hank in Miami on Saturday night, and he and I are calling you and John from the road, and we're going to put that deal, the torch, together to come on up, and we're going to fix your salon. Hank and I are going to come up. We're going to record all the things that we do, and you guys are going to get that business fixed. We're going to save the business, and we're going to keep you going. So I appreciate everything, Maria. One more night together, guys. I got a special guest tomorrow night. You will like her. I promise you, I like her, and you will like her. So I will see you guys. John Davalito, awesome. Can't wait to see you there. I think you're talking about business finishing school. You're talking about 10X. Great if we run into each other at 10X. But otherwise, I can't wait to see you at business finishing school. For the rest of you, I give you my last sales pitch of the night. Bust out the credit card. Drop $799, come to my BFS Summit event in Dallas, Texas, and make, I don't know, $799,000. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't an incredible value. That I can promise you. My email is mmonero. Thank you, Megan, for putting it in. That's awesome. You guys take care of yourselves. Corky, I'll see you this couple days. Everybody else, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time. Tomorrow night is our end. Good, John. Can't wait to see you, dude. Tomorrow night is our last night together, guys. It'll be 30 nights together. Can you believe that? It was a pleasure to meet everybody. Good stuff. See you down the road.